So I'm in the process of building the studio, and I figured in the meantime I'm probably going to put out a few videos till I get the studio done and we could do more formal inside shots. Today, I think I want to talk about why people are called to duty, why people feel the need to give back, to serve others. Like we talked before, it's definitely not for everybody. Not everybody is born to do it. In fact, when I was in the fire department, we went through a lot of people. You know, somebody would come and join and they'd run their first fire and get scared, or run their first auto accident and see horrific things, and that would pretty much be the end of it. While others stayed for many, many years, and it became a life calling, and that transferred into other aspects of their life. Now, I can't speak for everybody. I can only speak for my own story and for my own self. When I was a little kid, I had mentioned before that my dad was my hero. When I was a little kid, I remember being in the car with my dad, and he'd stop at auto accidents, he'd help people out, or if someone got hurt, if someone needed something, my dad was always that person. He was always that guy who you could count on, who would help other people. I remember being at the beach one time and someone drowned. They were offshore, and my dad went in swimming and saved them. And as I recall well, I don't recall, but before I was born, I remember my brothers telling me the same story, where he was down at the beach and someone was drowning, and my dad jumped in the surf and took a life jacket with him and went after him. So it could also be genetic. Who knows? I mean, my grandfather was a World War I hero, and I'll tell his story in one of these episodes too. So maybe those genes got passed on to me. I don't know. But I always know that I wanted to be in the fire department. Ever since that first firefighter waved to me from the back step, I wanted to be a fireman. And I wanted to help other people. So even before I could do that, I became a CPR instructor when I was 16 years old. And I started teaching CPR, and I really, really found that fulfilling. It gave me purpose. Later on, after I joined the fire department, I got in the government service, and I really found that fulfilling. But I found this personal need to help other people, to kind of give back, to help people in need. So do other people feel that way? Let me know in the comments. If you are a firefighter, if you're a police officer, corrections officer, doctor, nurse, whatever, do you have that same feeling? Has that calling been a part of your life? Even now, not as young as I used to be, I still feel that need to give back, that need to help other people, that need to reach out. So if there's an auto accident, of course I'm going to stop. I'm going to try and help as best I can. If there's a violent incident, I'm going to try and intercede as best as I can. So is that a part of our gene? Is that a part of our human makeup? Is that who we are? What causes that? What causes us to be a little different? And I mean different because we're wired differently. Those of us who have served, we're definitely wired differently. Not only do we have that calling, but I found a very common trait to be a kind of a twisted sense of humor. People call it gallows humor. It can be very inappropriate at times. We can laugh at some really bad situations, but again, that's another coping mechanism. That's something that we all seem to have in common, is that twisted sense of humor. And when I get some of my friends on here and I introduce them and we start going back and forth and talking about calls that we've been on, you'll see that come out. You'll see we will laugh at things that probably the normal person wouldn't laugh at, and they think, damn, these people are really twisted. But I think that's a part of the whole picture. Again, let me know what you think. Let me know why you think people are called to this lifestyle, I'll call it. What makes someone want to serve their country, to serve their fellow man, to serve their fellow people, and give back? So drop me a comment below. Let me know what you think, and we'll see you in the next episode.